Yeah, about the amount of time parliaments in the United Kingdom and Scotland are actually people are in Parliament, the actual MPs or MSPs. It doesn't seem enough time to me. Down in Westminster, the actual Parliament sit about, I don't know, 35 weeks a year. So they've got about 17 weeks off. And when they're there, I think it's a 4-day week. It starts at around about 11:30 a.m. 11:30 a.m. And at Westminster it can go into 10 o'clock at night, but I don't know if that's just special sittings or if it is. I mean, most of them aren't there most of the time anyway, for most of the thingies, most of the debates. But I don't know how many hours a week that is. Say 30 hours, I don't know. But, and on Friday, they've got a half day Friday, but I think most MPs stop on the Thursday. And so they're back in their consistency the Friday or whatever. So that's a 4-day week. And meanwhile, up in Scotland, they have 3 half days a week, from what I can see. I'm not even sure it's half days. Again, they start at maybe 12 o'clock or something, or 11:45, and I think they're finished about 4 o'clock, or I don't know, but it's not very long. And that's a 3 half day week or whatever up in Scotland, and they get this Scottish school holidays, and in summer they get the English school holidays as well. I mean, I don't know how many weeks that is. Is that 32 weeks out of 52 or something? I don't know. But it just seems ridiculous to me, unless nothing needs changed or talked about. If nothing needs changed and talked about, that's fine. But to me, it always seems that there's lots of things that... I mean, down in Westminster, they have the private members bill thing, and they actually have a lottery because there's not enough time for anybody to put a bill forward, any of the private MPs. So if any of them win, they actually do a raffle, or a lottery if you want to call it. And then you can watch this and you can see the MPs delighted as if they've got a four number win on the lottery. Maybe even a 5 win, well I doubt it really. They're jumping about, yes, I'm going to get my bill, and the bills usually get trashed anyway. And in fact, some of them use not gerrymandering. They talk the issue down so that it can't pass even. I can't even remember what it does, but Philip Davis does that a lot. I think Christopher Chope, MP, does that a lot. They just talk them down, talk them out. I think they say nay or something, and then so it can't become, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, I'm talking about how many hours a year MPs and in Scotland MSPs are actually in the Parliament, in debate, and it's not good enough in my opinion. In my opinion, it should be 352 days a year, 24/7. And it should also be 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day, 352 days a year. Obviously, the same MPs can't do that, so they would maybe have to have 3 MPs per constituency or something. They would need to do that. You should be able to, at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you can't sleep, you could, I'll go up and watch that debate that's on at the moment in the Parliament. I mean, the Parliament was set up, the Westminster one was set up for the Lords back in the early 18th century, say, and to suit their lifestyle. Maybe in the summer they would go away all over the continent, and then in August, say in September, they would go pheasant shooting up in Scotland, that sort of thing. And the Scottish Parliament's taking all that on. Yes, we're taking all that, and we're going to take even more holidays. We're going to take the English school holidays as well. And actually, in around about 2012, the Scottish Parliament used to be 2 half days a week, up to about 2012. And then the leader of the Parliament, I think it was Patricia Marwick, probably with an agreement with SNP, they said, we'll need to we're making it 3 days a week, 3 half days. Well, she said 3 days a week, but she meant 3 half days. And the quote is, in order to make us more relevant, you know, and that does say it all, really. I mean, they're doing 3 half days to make themselves relevant rather than 2 half days. And probably the reason was things would be happening down in Westminster and the media would be looking for answers, and the MSPs weren't there up in Scotland. They would all be back in their constituencies. But 3 half days isn't good enough unless nothing needs talked about or changed. And they should, in my opinion, they should be every minute of the year. They should be there. I'm being a bit silly, but well, not really. They should be there most of the time. So there you go. I believe in direct democracy anyway, so I don't really believe in the MP system, but there you go. MPs should at least be the average worker. They should be there, the average worker hours. And that would mean you get a lot more laws debated, a lot more bills debated, a lot more private member bills put forward. They should be doing workers' years. I don't know how many is that. Is that maybe 47 weeks a year, something like that, and nearly all day? I actually think for workers it should be a 4-day week, or heading towards 32-hour weeks. I think there's a trial going on at the moment to start that, but I think that is right, because I think you'll get more productivity out of workers that way. I think a 5-day week is too long, and especially people are expected to do overtime as well. It should be around about 32 hours or 4 days. You really, it's not natural. And to have 3 days a week off would be great for the workers. But anyway, I was talking about workers. At the moment, the parliaments have got like the uni students who are on a 4-year course. That's the sort of hours I've got at the moment. Maybe even less, I don't know. It's hard to judge between those two groups. College students, they do the same as workers usually. School kids, well, they get more than school kids actually, because they're doing half days. So, yeah, I think the Scottish Parliament in Westminster should be 24/7, 352 days a year, or we can come to some sort of agreement. So there you go. Goodbye.